On today's episode, we are going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to do a quick update. Kristen and I have had some travels. We've got to be at some events here over the last couple of probably 6 weeks or so. And we wanted to just kind of go over all that with you guys and let you know what's going on. So let's check it out.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Kristen Deese.
Welcome to, let's call it fireside chat, even though we don't have a fire going and we're in the springtime in Florida. So
no fires.
We don't need a fire. It's warm enough in here as it is. So I got my wife to agree to come on the podcast and hang out with us for a little bit. So we wanted to just chat for a few minutes and catch up. We've had a lot going on over the past couple of weeks, and we wanted to share a little bit. And there's some things we have coming down the pipeline, and we just wanted to include everybody and talk about them a little bit. So thank you for coming and hanging out.
It's been a while. It's really only been like a month, but it feels like it's been longer than that since
the show.
Mm-hmm. Although
I think it's been longer.
It might, maybe. I don't think so.
It's definitely been longer. So, fireside ketchup. You like that? Fireside ketchup. Sounds like spicy ketchup.
Ketchup, yeah. Sounds like something I put on my French fries.
Well, now I'm hungry. So, I don't remember what we were talking about last time we connected, but we've had kind of an action-packed 4 to 6 weeks. And our daughter, who is in her junior year in high school, we did spring break this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the first time we've done spring break with just one kid.
Yeah.
So she got all of our attention.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know about this. Yeah. So our son is, as a lot of people that listening know, he is now in the Marine Corps at his duty station,
mm-hmm.
and married and all the things. So he's doing the adulting thing, and our daughter gets all of our attention now. So I think she was excited about it at first.
She liked the idea of it, but now that it's in action, she doesn't love it.
all of our attention. So we went to Texas. We actually have a lot of friends that live in Texas. Obviously, Texas is a big state, but we went to the DFW area and hung out there with some really good friends, a couple of different groups of really good friends.
Yeah.
And we like Texas.
Yeah, I do like Texas.
During the summer.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's hot, but I don't know. I think Texas would be my runner-up state if it wasn't for Florida. With Georgia, and they're pretty, like, Georgia and Texas, like, runner-up with each other. Except for, well, they do both have beaches, but not as good as ours.
No. No one's got beaches as good as ours. But, so we went down there, we got to play a little golf. We did play a little golf, and so I learned a valuable lesson during that round of golf. So we didn't take our clubs with us because that would be a pain in the neck. So we just borrowed some from the pro shop. And it's weird. They give you like these really nice clubs to play with, like these demo clubs. And I learned that you play better with better clubs. Very expensive lesson.
Yeah. For you, it's going to be an expensive lesson for you when you buy me new clubs for Mother's Day.
I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get to use the excuse of, you know what, I usually play better, but these clubs, we both had really nice. Yours even had the plastic on.
I still had, there was still the plastic on the head of the driver and the price tag on them, and everything, they never had been used, so I went ahead and broke them in and had a really pretty good round, actually.
Yeah, actually, and then our daughter, she played like her first legit round, and she did
really good too.
Then we got to play some frisbee golf. So anyways, Jordy and Haley, it's always fun hanging out with them, and they're always such great hosts. And we ate a ton of barbecue, so much barbecue.
Yep.
We got to go to the rodeo.
Yep.
In Fort Worth.
Spent some time at the stockyards. Went to the rodeo. That's always fun. And we were in a movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So the night that we were at the stockyards, there was a movie cast or crew there filming some sort of small independent film about a lady bull rider, I guess.
Yeah, what was the name like?
Daisy Ryder. Daisy Ryder was her name.
Okay.
And so we got to be in like part of the audience that was cheering Daisy on as she rode, even though there's nothing going on in the stadium at that time. They get on the speaker and they're like, everybody cheer, and we're like, not cheering for anything.
we were so good at acting.
Yeah.
And then we got to hang out. We got introduced to a new place by some other friends, Nick and Melissa, that live up there, to a chicken and pickle.
Yes.
And if you don't know what chicken and pickle is,
go somewhere that has one and go to one.
Well, I think most of them are in the DFW area, but it was really cool because big open area, and you play pickleball and you order food, and it was
really fun.
It was a really neat place.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was so many different areas, like the layout. It's a big place, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then I started not feeling very well close to the end. Thank goodness that didn't start at the beginning of it. I started not to feel super great. And then we came home, and literally the next day I was in the ER and got put in the hospital and all the things, which is the first time I've ever had a hospital stay overnight.
Really, ever? Yeah,
Right?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, short of breaking my ankle, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, you weren't overnight there,
really
though.
Done anything to get in the hospital, but that was a learning experience, and a really good lesson. Like, I took a lot of notes on how to treat customers, and maybe how to make sure you run your business efficiently. And
yeah, so the first part of it, I took him to the local urgent care ER place that has imaging because his stomach was hurting like pretty bad. And of course, Dr. Google said it could be a whole variety of different things.
Yes, Google.
So I was like, why don't we just go make sure everything's good? And we went to our local little ER. So it's not a full out hospital, but it's a little bit, there's more stuff there than just an urgent care, like imaging. And so we went there, and that place was great. All the people there were great. Yeah. The nurses were great. The doctors were very, acknowledged your existence. Yeah. And so he ended up getting a CT scan, and they diagnosed diverticulitis with a bowel perforation, which we didn't know anything about any of that.
I've never heard of any of it.
Right. Or even that he had diverticulosis. And so anyway, so they're like, well, you need to go into the hospital, like you need to be admitted to the full hospital, and we'll transfer you there. And I'm thinking, well, why can't they, I have a car here. Why can't I just take him to the hospital?
Yesterday.
We flew the day before we flew from Texas, and it was going to be a couple of hour wait until the non-emergency ambulance could come pick him up and transfer him to the regular hospital. And so I asked why, I couldn't just take him in the truck, and they're like, it's too risky. And I was like, oh, okay.
I know, and then we were like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
But it was okay for us to wait 8 hours for the ambulance to come. Anyway, so ended up getting a couple of days of IV antibiotics. No surgery was needed. Got very little actual information from the hospital stay itself on what life looks like now.
They did tell me last day to go eat a cheeseburger from Wendy's. That was a little disappointing.
Right. Released him on full general diet, and then and told him to go eat a cheeseburger.
Anyways, if you've never heard of
diverticulitis, diverticu,
like whatever, I'm still struggling to even pronounce it. But what's interesting is I'd never heard of it, so I didn't know much about it, and well, actually, this is a pretty good segue.
Yeah.
So I had about a week, and then we went to Reno for the Western Conference, and for Service Nation, and there are Western conferences in Reno. So we go out to which I was feeling good. Like once I got out of the hospital, I felt okay. I mean, a little nervous.
And it was a little bit longer than a week, but
between
the hospital stay in Reno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer than a week. Like if it was just a week, we probably it would have been a little. But anyway, it ended up being good, and you ended up connecting with a couple people who could relate.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So we go, and we're at the Western Summit, which, by the way, the way Service Nation is doing these summits now I love it. I personally, I think they are so well put together. I think that they give space for people to learn and people to network. And when you think about best practice groups and you think about that kind of thing, and really a lot of times networking, the brain kind of goes to business networking, right? And you're like, oh, well, let's talk about the best practice of this and that. And really, there is a lot of that happens, but then there's also a lot of personal communication. I mean, I had multiple people come up to me and say, I have that, I struggle with it, I will be happy to share with you. It's pretty touching. And it's cool because you think about it and you're like, okay, well, I joined this, we've been a part of this organization for so long. And there was a lot of personal, we have a lot of personal friends that we've met from there and people that we hang out with. And, but certainly that was unexpected for people to come up and say, man, I've been through it. I struggle with it. Here are things that I do. I will share whatever with you. So that was pretty neat. And to the point of the Western Summit, we did the Eastern Summit this year. We spoke at that and we spoke at the Western Summit, which again, part of the idea with Service Nation was to almost mirror it to where, on the East Coast and West Coast, the members didn't have to travel
as far. So, some of them. And from like different dates, it gave them the opportunity if one date didn't necessarily work.
Right.
There was a couple people there where, like if it was a married business partner, one spouse went to the Eastern and the other one went to the Western because they maybe might not have been in a position where they both could have gone at the same time, but they kind of did a divide and conquer. So yeah.
So really good summit.
First time in Reno.
It was our first time in Reno.
I wish we would have had a little bit of extra time to like go to Lake Tahoe or.
Well, we didn't even know Lake Tahoe was that close.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
Until we started like things to do in Reno, and they're like Lake Tahoe. But
I won 21 cents in the casino.
You big winner, big winner. And we did go to downtown Reno, which is called the biggest little city in the world. And we hop in an Uber and we're driving in the Uber, and then out of just random conversation, we're talking about where we're from, and turns out I went to high school with the guy driving the Uber, and I mean like graduated the same year.
Yeah.
Which was, I don't know, small world. That's pretty cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. So we got a picture in front of that sign, and but so the conference was great. One of the things that I really appreciated too was that the breakouts that I watched in the Eastern, I was able to go back and watch another one in the Western. So I don't know, I felt like I got a lot of good all around. Got to see way more than if I'd have just gone, which is cool. And the AI one was great. Anna was the keynote for the AI. And it was interesting because at the Eastern Summit, she even said, by the time we get to the Western Summit, there's going to be things that have changed. And
was there?
Yeah, sure enough, there was stuff that had changed, and some things that she had to update. And I think that's really neat because there's so many changes that are happening with AI. And for anybody listening, if you're not doing anything with AI and you're not studying it, don't be left behind. Don't be that person who's like, that's just a trend, or that's not. I mean, the truth is AI's been around for a very long time. I mean, think about spell check. I mean, that's an AI thing. Grammarly, I mean, that's a part of an AI. So the stuff's been around a long time. Now, what you're able to do with it is now just getting so different. It's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to be one of those ones that's a little bit resistant to using AI, just like I was resistant to the transition from 35 millimeter film to digital cameras. I was really resistant to that change because I really needed to hold the picture in my hand. Once I made the change, I was good with it, but it took me a long time to come around and be okay with it.
Embrace the change. It's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. I mean, and it's even the same with cars. Like when we were at, we were Service World last year. It was in Phoenix, and we took the self-driving car
now that was
and
cool.
all that automation stuff. And
Yes,
we're very fortunate that we are able to travel as much as we do, and because we travel as much as we do, we get to ride with a lot of different Uber drivers.
Yeah, I felt safer in the one that didn't have a driver.
There's so many people that have said, "Man, I don't know that I would get in a car without an actual driver." And I'm thinking, I've been in a lot of Ubers where I would just rather there be nobody in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Let the computer take the wheel, kind of deal. So, anyways, that was really neat. And so yeah, again, the Western Summit was awesome. And then we had to hurry back because we had the private equity group that we partnered with. We were having our leadership meeting, and we got to host it here in Navarre Beach, which was awesome. And for a lot of them, because Elite Partners is primarily based in the Southeast, there's a lot of people that vacation
in or around
this area. But man, the weather was perfect. The location was perfect. I mean, it was all just...
Even the water was bearable.
The water, everybody was in the water. Like it was just... it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Yeah. It was really cool to be able to put faces with the people that I hear about a lot. And it was nice to reconnect with those from the corporate office that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
And then you guys had a retreat for the spouses.
Yeah, the spouses, normally on those quarterly meetings, the spouses don't really attend because they're in Nashville where the headquarters is. And so this time they kind of spread out the meeting was still the same amount of time, but they kind of encouraged spouses to come and make it a long weekend. And so while all of the key players were in the leadership meeting, we did a beach brunch and seashell hunt for the spouses who are not part of the meeting. And that was kind of cool. A little bit awkward at first because none of us knew each other. It was the first time most of us had met, and we didn't have like little name tags or anything, which we totally should have.
Totally, yeah. Next time.
Next time we'll know each other.
Well, side note, John just sent an email about the next leadership meeting in Nashville and about spouses, and
good.
He just sent that yesterday. So.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's we know from being in the industry for so long, whether or not the spouse is part of the business, they're still totally part of the business.
They're totally part of the business.
And so it was really nice to be able to see the women connect with each other, and they all have something in common right off the bat, and so it made conversation pretty easy, and it was cool.
Yeah, that was neat. So that was a pretty action-packed few weeks, and now we're getting into, we do have a couple of smaller things that are coming up between now and the end of the year, but the big thing, we have two big things, but one of the big things is Service World is coming up. So they're starting now to have promotional things they're sending out there. Service World is October, check me on my dates.
October 14th through 18th at the Coronado Springs Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. It's in Florida. It's a fabulous time to be in Florida.
It really is. So if you've never been to that event, it's going to be, I have no doubt that this will be the best one they've ever had. And I say that because the two meetings were the best they've ever had. So I can't imagine that momentum's not going to continue into Service World, which is a pretty large, it's not pretty large, it is the largest conference. So.
And you don't have to be a member of Service Nation in order to attend. They already have, the registration is already open, and they're already running specials for the early bird registrations.
At time of recording.
At time of recording.
Yeah.
I always forget about that. That's why he's the professional podcaster. So yeah. But yeah, that's going to be here in the fall pretty quickly.
Yeah. So check out serviceworldexpo.com, I believe is the.
That's.
I was I had a note of my remarkable and it died. Battery died. So I had it written down.
Have you talked about the remarkable at all?
I did a little bit.
Okay.
Not a ton, but maybe you and I will do something and talk a lot. You know more about it than I do, but it has been quite the game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be the more people are around, the more we're starting to see them. And,
everybody has one.
they're pretty cool. So, what else do we have? Anything else?
No. It's about to be summer at the time of recording. And so that's an exciting time, one, because the business is picking up, and two, because it's just way more inviting to be outside. So
yeah, the days are getting longer.
So yeah, it's summer. Spring and summer is my favorite time of year. So
yeah. Well, cool. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Fireside, sorta, but no fire. Chat here in our, I don't know what you call this room. It's a fancy room that no one ever comes in that has a fireplace. We call it the Amish room. I don't know what
we call it.
People call
Yeah,
it.
The only reason we call it the Amish room is because I originally did not want a television in this room because I wanted it to be like more of a study, more of an area to just kind of like decompress a little bit. And then 3 weeks after I said that, a TV got installed above the fireplace back here.
I think you went out of town and me and Zach and Addie went ahead.
Yeah, so then it got upgraded to the Mennonite room and not just the Amish room. If you don't know the difference between the two, ask me next time you see me. I will share.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out, and we will catch you next time.
You've been listening to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Information is useless if not applied. So take what you've learned and go and implement it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on social media at Freedom Blueprint for Home Services and hit the website at www.freedomblueprintpodcast.com. See you next time.